Tony, 2 from 2. Your analysis of that performance?
Mixed. I'm glad it was different. I'm glad we, come away with it, obviously, but could have easily gone the other way, and at times looked like it was going to. But good for us once again. Had to show some character again, and in a different way this time, which is good. Thought we improved a whole lot from last week. Thought they did a lot. They were both, both teams out there were slinging it out at each other, and there was some mistakes. Anybody who walked on that pitch, it was being a dairy farmer's son. It was lush. The grass was lush at one end, very slippery, and a lot of moisture in it. So it wasn't conducive to great rugby league. Last week I said to you, we had a good day for rugby league over at Hull on a sunny afternoon, and allowed some expansive rugby league. The conditions were a whole lot different. Whilst it wasn't raining, that ball was wet there tonight, so it made it tough to play expansive, and it made it tough to really challenge one another. And I think we kept each other in the game a little bit, with some of our mistakes that we made, both the teams. But I thought we showed character. I thought they showed character too. They had to dig in for their supporters, and they nearly come away with a win. We had to dig in order to get a win, and I'm going to say on the back of a 5-day turnaround, takes some doing. It really does. To get the energy levels back up, tip my hat to them. It's almost cruel, I reckon, to do that to people who play rugby league, to have that sort of turnaround. So, grateful for their efforts.
The message was clear last week. It was defence, 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 defence. How would you rate your side's defence on a scale of 1 to 10 tonight?
Probably about 7. We were probably about 3 last week, or 4. But no, probably 6 tonight. Big improvement. No, I'll stick with the 7. Big improvement. Character-wise, really, we're still getting to know each other. In combinations. We had a couple of lapses where we got our pants pulled down and in defence, and we'll fix those up. That's when we'll get to. Once we get to 8s and 9s, we'll be getting more pleased with ourselves. But we've got some to go yet in that respect. But I think most teams have at this time of the year. But I liked our urgency tonight. I liked some of the desperation on our own try line. We showed some character there. It was a character-building game for us, and we took some away. But we're honest with each other. We know, and we talked about it could have easily gone the other way, very easily.
Leeds had a couple of tries, that 55-minute mark through to 70, similar to last week. Is there something there that you need, that you can identify to put a stop to?
Yeah, stop scoring tries. Listen, most teams will have some trends. It's a little early for trends at the moment. 2 games in, we'll go analyse again, and we'll shuffle things around and make a few adjustments to how we do things and what we do. But you can overanalyse some of this stuff and start to come up with some conspiracy theories that this is going to happen when this happens, and when he does this is what we're all great coaches out there. I'm still learning. I've only been doing it for 22 years or 23 years. There's a lot of people I'm going to learn from this year.
Is character, because you've spoken a lot about it, Tony, tonight, is character going to be one of the main aspects that you build this Hull FC side on?
It's got to be, yeah. Well, any team who wants to be successful and consistent has got to have character, and and build on it. We've shown some already. We're going to have to show some more. we're still proving it to ourselves, and we've got to prove it to a few other people just yet. But to ourselves is a good start. And, we could have easily come away without winning tonight, and I would have said there was some real character shown there. There was improvement. We dug in and we're digging in for each other. We're going to come away with some losses this year. But as long as we've got character, I can handle that. And their efforts there tonight was terrific. I'm not going to knock them in any way, shape or form on their efforts tonight. And if the opposition punched a few holes in us and scored a few tries, and in the 55th minute to 55 and 70, I'll forgive them.
How would you assess your final tackle options? Tex Hoy got caught a couple of times tonight. What do you make of that?
Listen, I'm going to go away and analyse them. You guys sum them up pretty good in 80 minutes. I take a whole lot longer. I go and analyse what's just happened before it and all the lead-ups to it. So I'm not quite as quick as you lot. I'll make my judgments when I analyse it further and properly. But I thought there were some really good performers out there from both teams that deserve a whole lot of accolades, and we should be praising them. I'm not going to bring any of them undone there tonight and fix any of them up tonight. So, all praise.
There might not be many times we get to say this, but you stuck with the same 17. How important was that for you to have that consistency already and start building that and the confidence in your players? No,
it won't happen. Listen, I might have the same 17, but I didn't have the same team. It won't happen many weeks. Get used to it. Everybody can line up for a shot. I remember, I think it was some familiar faces in here. 2004, I only picked the same team 2 weeks running consecutively, same team, for the final 2 games of the year. We'll be making adjustments next week. I can almost guarantee it won't be the same starting lineup and bench for next week. We'll keep rotating them. We'll keep people on their toes. There'll be certain reasons. Sometimes it'll be injury. Sometimes it's just keeping people fresh. Sometimes it's getting people into form. So we need to get people into form. So there'll be all sorts of reasons, and the coach will lose some games because of the team that he picks. I'm sorry out there for in the rest of the supporters, but that's just how it's going to be this year, and we're going to put out a team that we think can be winners and perform well, but it may not be the team that you would have picked.
How are the bodies feeling after tonight's short turnaround? Everybody clear?
Got a couple of bumps and bruises tonight. I'm not going to. Once again, we're not going to make too many assessments. I took Sutcliffe off because he was struggling with something. Don't think it's major, but he copped a knock. Jordan Lane, as you saw, came off with a head injury. He didn't have to, well, I don't know if he's done his test yet, or whether he hasn't, so I haven't had a result from that. But he's unlikely to probably feature for next week, considering the circumstances. Other than that, I don't know too much.
Okay, who do you think your replacements will be for Catalans next week?
No.
You said bodies coming back. Who would they be?
I'm not moving on to next week yet, thanks. I'm finish off. I'm going to go back in there and finish off with the players there, and we'll head back over tonight, assess, and look at the bodies available, the ones who are coming through and ready, and then the others. Andre's not far off, as I keep saying. Just probably needs to get a bit more training under his belt. Carlos, not this week. Mitch won't be far away. They're the main ones. Lingy, maybe, yeah. It's been a bad one. His dead leg has been a bad one, but he's running now. It's taken him a while. It took a long time to bleed. the dead leg, and now it's come out, all the bruising, and he's back at it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, with the extra week now, he may make it.
Thanks, Tony.
Talking of characters, Tony, we'll Tag be talking about that try for a long while.
Oh, I reckon. He's been a punish. He scored one in the friendly and he wanted to count it, on his tally. And we gave him a bit of encouragement. We watched it over and over about 5 or 6 times. And but he counts them at training. He reckons they're counted if he scores them at training. He's one of those. It was funny, actually, because I've been talking to him about running some different lines, and he ran it his way and it worked. So he had a nice message for the coach. Delighted for him. He cops his criticism at times, sometimes from me, but sometimes from others out there. He's wholehearted. He gives it his all. He did some really good things there tonight. Come up with a really special try as well, and at a crunch time. So, he's somebody who wears his heart on his sleeve too. And we're asking him to do things a bit different, and he's bought into all of it. So, it's good. I'm glad he got some rewards for, some of the faith he's shown in us, in coaches, and also, a bit different. We've challenged, some of the players that have been there for a while to do things a bit different, and he's bought in. And so I'm really pleased for him. Really pleased for our travelling supporters. Wow, they were good. They were really good. I don't know how many there were. There was quite a few tonight. Did anybody? 1,500. That's a good effort on a Friday evening. That's a good effort coming across the M62. So they were appreciated. They helped us. We needed a bit of help. We needed a bit of support. It was pretty slim pickings for us. We got a 6 again. Did you see the 6 again? With 35 seconds to go. Woo! Cheered it. Yes. My team worked hard enough in the last 35 seconds to get a 6 again. Awesome.
Tony, just on Leeds, it doesn't take a lot to spark a meltdown these days among fans and beyond. Do you expect Leeds to enjoy a strong season this year?
Absolutely, yeah. I think there'll be a whole lot of teams. We get 1 or 2 games into a season and we're doom and gloom. It's all over. It's crazy, bonkers. That's because we start off with a big focus on the week before the competition starts and talking about who's going to win the grand final and who's going to get relegated. What? Good luck. It's just bonkers. Let's look forward to a great season and some exciting rugby league and watch all the twists and turns that's going to happen. It's just crazy how the way we focus. Till we change some of that, we're always going to be, the ups and downs and their failures and, it's bonkers. It's just, hey, there's some really good matchups of teams this week. There should be some exciting games. That's our focus, isn't it? And we've got some new stars coming through, some young players to be excited about, some different combinations. How you guys and why we want to make bold predictions. Keep making your predictions all the way through and keep reminding everybody of what they were. You're going to be way off, so many of you. It's just, but we'll change them. We'll sneak in a couple of little changes along the way. You watch, crazy stuff. You just ask us how we think we're going to go. I've got no idea. We'll end up anywhere between 1 and 12. There you go.
Tony, we mentioned a few players there. Scott Taylor for one, Texoy took the scam out of the match, but Cam Scott on the right centre, what are your thoughts on him tonight? I thought he was outstanding.
Yeah, both of us did. He looked sharp, and he's looked sharp in each of the matches, right through the friendlies as well. He's building with confidence, and he's becoming more competent as well. But he feels like he should be out there, and he looks like he should be out there. So he's playing that way. It's good. But there's a lot of them like that. They're feeling like they should belong out there, and they should, and they're getting some game time. Sometimes and I should have this player off, or I shouldn't pick this player, and all that sort of business. Give them some time, they grow into it, and that's what we're trying to do. There's some players that if I don't bring them on, they'll get thrown in at the deep end and they'll be no good and they'll break. So we need to take care of their bodies. We need to get people up to speed. We need to give them time. Sometimes it's a little bit extra time on the field when they, but there's no other way to do it. Our reserve competition isn't strong enough and we can't give them week in, week out off the field. So, yeah, there's all sorts of reasons why we do it the way we do it.
There's a Super League player in there for sure, though, isn't there?
He is, yeah. He's playing Super League and he's doing a good job of it. He's not there through charity. He's doing a great job. And, good thing about Kem is he can play other positions also, but he's doing a great job in the position he's been selected in so far.
You mentioned a few things, desire, effort, winning games of rugby league. Do they become habits?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, confidence, and confidence is a big thing, isn't it? The more you practice and the more that you work on things, the more you can expect. When these boys are working hard, and they can start to expect more from themselves and each other. And but that takes time. We're far from it. We're way off. We're way off where we're going to be and where we'd like to be. But I'm pleased that we made progress. And that's what we're about. We're about making progress this year. We may have a little dip in our progress at certain stages. At the moment, I think we're on the incline. There might be an odd week that we have a decline. That's just part of sport, and that's part of being in a team that's not been consistent for a number of years, and we're going to just have to go through some of that pain. At times, but so far we've grafted a couple out. I'm just about talked out, so thanks everyone. Yes.
Dead quick. A lot been made of yourself and Owen this week. Have you had a conversation with us? All good now?
We had a hug like we would have. If I had been playing Matty Pete this week, I wouldn't have tried any harder. Whether it was Matty Pete or Rowan Smith. It's just, it's nice to see Ray. My son's out there and hadn't seen his uncle for, a few weeks, or not his uncle, but his cousin for a few weeks, and it was good for them to see each other. But he's doing his best with his team, and I'm doing my best with my team. Can't try any more than what we're trying. So. Yeah, he'll be fine. Hopefully I'll be fine too.